What is up, everyone? So today I want to talk about Bitcoin and why I think it's the biggest scam ever.
What?
In the last video I kind of went over why I think it's a scam, and I really want to go into more detail in this video on why I think this whole thing's going to blow up.
What?
I really think, Bitcoin, Ethereum, really all the altcoins are just a massive fugazi.
It's all a fugazi. You know what a fugazi is?
Oh, fugazi. It's fake.
Yeah, fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not fucking real.
Right? All right.
Right.
So yeah, my last video that I made, Bitcoin was, I think, around 8,000 per Bitcoin. It bottomed all the way down to, it touched, I think, 5,900. And then now it's rebounded all the way back up to about 10,500. I think it's almost touched 11,000 actually. So yeah, it's definitely rebounded. But I don't think this is gonna last long. I think this is just kind of a quick rebound. Nothing goes down in a straight line and nothing goes up in a straight line. So I wanna show you why I think Bitcoin is a scam and it's just a giant bubble and it's gonna burst. I think it's already starting to burst. You saw that on the way down from 20,000 all the way down to 6,000. Now it's rebounded, like I said, to 10,500. I think, it could go back up to 11, 12,000, but I think, in 3-6 months from now, it's going to be, who knows, 2,000. I could be completely wrong though. It could, go all the way back up and, keep climbing, but I really don't think that's the case. I think this is, not necessarily a scam, but just a giant bubble. And the one reason why I think this is a huge bubble is pretty simple, and it comes down to one word, and that's euphoria. People are euphoric about Bitcoin. Even though it's come down to 20,000, from 20,000 down to 6,000, rebounded to 10,000, people are still euphoric. People put their life savings in this, they took out mortgages for this, and that's really the main way you can spot these bubbles is simply euphoria and nothing else.
No. Let me tell you that I am actually earning around $1,400 on an everyday basis, 7 days a week. What?
So yeah, this is like one of the main reasons why I think, this is a giant bubble and it's pretty easy to spot. People are just in total euphoria right now. And I'll show the chart of the typical market cycle. It's got all the stages of a typical market cycle or typical bubble. And yeah, people are definitely euphoric right now. Even though it's, come down 50% from 20,000 to 10,000. Now that it's rebounded, I see people euphoric again. And this kind of euphoria is really the easiest way to spot any kind of bubble, whether it be, the tech bubble, the tulip bubble, all historic bubbles have been fueled by euphoria. And eventually that euphoria comes down. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing is really this easy. People, would, the BitConnect guy took out his mortgage, put it all in BitConnect. He said he was making, like $1,000 a day. Nothing's that easy, and eventually it's all going to come crashing down. People are putting their life savings. Like I said, they're taking out mortgages. And they really have no knowledge of what Bitcoin really is. They just think, hey, if I put my money in, I'm gonna make a quick $1,000. And as long as there's that next idiot to, buy at that higher price, it'll keep going up. But eventually this, like I said, this whole thing comes crashing down. I do like the blockchain technology, but these coins itself have no inherent value. It's basically a piece of code. And yes, Bitcoin is finite. There's only so much code out there, but you have to ask yourself, is there any inherent value in that piece of code? And as long as people have faith in it, I suppose that you could say anything has value. The US dollar, that's not necessarily backed by anything, but people have faith in it, so it does have value. So I guess you could say the same thing about Bitcoin. And one counter argument that I could think of, I don't want to be too much of like a bear and one-sided, because that in itself is kind of dangerous to be too one-sided. I want to be as objective as possible. One upside that I think, has value is that, Bitcoin, it's kind of value, it can be valued like, I guess you could say gold, how much it costs to mine that additional, next coin. Like gold, you know, how much it costs to mine that additional ounce. I guess you could say Bitcoin is the same way, because you know it does take a lot of energy to mine these coins, and each additional coin takes that much more energy. So I do see, you know, some value, but I do still think this is very overvalued. You know, nothing goes up this quick, this fast. You know, like I said, I like the blockchain technology, but I really don't think that, you know, what one Bitcoin is worth $20,000. I think, like I said, the easiest way to spot this is just simple. It's euphoria. So, you know, we'll see how this plays out. I think, you know, it'll probably stay around 10 or 11,000 here for a little bit. But I do see it going back down in the next 3 to 6 months. But, you know, like I said, I could be wrong. This could be, you know, the next currency of the future, so you never know. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I just wanted to kind of go over why I think this is not necessarily a scam, but definitely a bubble. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.